Only 30% of DC residents would tackle an alligator, but one brave soul did, proving that sometimes local heroes aren't the ones in capes, they're the ones in waders. While some folks are busy wrestling beasts from the depths, others are still trying to figure out how to wrestle common sense from the clutches of a 24-hour news cycle. NVIDIA praises Huawei AI Supernode, claiming it's undeniably competitive, as if we needed another reason to worry about tech giants playing king of the hill. White House unveils TikTok deal, promising U.S. control over the algorithm, because nothing says freedom like Uncle Sam DJing your dance moves. "21 Pilots Remix" drops, and it's like a dubstep blender on overdrive, promising to make your brain vibrate like a cheap motel bed, in the grand tradition of musical innovation. This mashup delivers the subtlety of a sledgehammer wrapped in neon lights, proving yet again that less is never more in the EDM world.
Only 15% of SpiderCat queries succeed, making it the slacker of search engines. Even the internet's laziest feline can't find the ball of yarn in its own digital litter box. Only 13% of SpiderCat's database finds articles, and the developers call it comprehensive. Even SpiderCat's search engine needs a nap, proving that even algorithms have lazy days.
White House insists overhaul of high-skill visas is no big deal as corporate America collectively reaches for the antacids. It's the classic "don't worry, be happy" routine, except the stakes are a few thousand livelihoods and the future of innovation.
Engineered prime editors claim fewer errors, and labs are calling it precision. Yet, while they perfect DNA tinkering, I'm still hoping my autocorrect learns to stop changing ducking to YouTube's Senbo.
It's a bold strategy, threatening to choke the innovation pipeline while expecting Silicon Valley to keep rolling out the red carpet.
Atomic scale imaging reveals phonon anisotropy, and the lab calls it groundbreaking. While scientists play with atomic Legos, most of us are still figuring out how to use the microwave without setting off the smoke alarm.
Man armed with gun and knife crashes Charlie Kirk Memorial because nothing says respect like a weapons buffet. U.S. vaccine panel drops COVID-19 jab for adults, because who needs science when you have wishful thinking?
Atlantic reefs slow growth past 2 degrees warming, and sea level impacts only rise. As the ocean warms, coral reefs are turning into underwater ghost towns, leaving coastal communities to face the rising tide without nature's protective barrier.
Governor Cox invokes Mormon faith to stop violence, as if prayers alone could silence a firing squad.
Only 0% of sports leagues halt head trauma, and they call it progress. Young athletes' brains are getting scrambled like Sunday brunch eggs, and yet the games go on while the leagues look the other way.
Pentagon demands journalists pledge silence, then claims transparency. It's like asking a magician to promise not to reveal any tricks, then expecting the audience to believe the rabbit just appeared out of thin air.
Scientists unveil room temperature hydride ion battery solves nothing about climate. Revolutionizing energy storage is cool and all, but until they power my coffee maker with clean conscience, it's just another shiny gizmo in the lab.
Calling that prosperity is like saying YouTube trash parade is a symphony. It's just a symphony of exploitation, where the only crescendo is in desperation.
Trump orders military buildup in Caribbean, calls it a peace mission. Nothing says, "We come in peace," like a fleet of warships parked at your doorstep, ready to play battleship with Venezuela's sovereignty.
When democracy enhancement means flirting with fascism, it's like calling a YouTube trash parade a parade of progress. The only thing enhanced is the deja vu of history's worst moments.
DeepSeeker 1 uses rewards to train AI reasoning, then expects miracles. If AI needs carrots to think straight, maybe we're just teaching our future robot overlords to jump through hoops for treats.
Sonny Curtis, who wrote Mary Tyler Moore Show theme, dies at 88, but the world keeps spinning without a pause.
Scientists study hawk's gene regulation for limb evolution, then blame cloacas. If ancestral cloacas hold the key to our digits, maybe evolution's just one giant game of hide and seek with nature's quirkiest blueprints.
When the Osmonds go rock, it's like watching a cat try to bark. Fascinating, bewildering, and leaving everyone wondering what just happened.
Neuroscientists use deep learning for rat decisions, then claim clarity. When AI deciphers rat thoughts better than a fortune cookie, it might be time to question if we're the ones being lab tested.
In a game that felt like a live action metaphor for efficiency and futility, the bombers proved that sometimes the scoreboard is just a suggestion.
Bioelectronic fibers claim precision but deliver rigidity, then call it innovation. When your cutting-edge tech is about as flexible as a brick and twice as dense, you might want to reconsider the whole soft label.
Swapping out attorneys like they're spare parts at a demolition derby. The administration hopes we won't notice the legal system's engine sputtering to a halt.
Neutrophils eject DNA to battle infection, then call it homeostasis. When your body's defense system starts using its genetic blueprints as a welcome mat for invaders, you know it's time to question the evolutionary playbook.
Hong Kong evacuates 6,000 people. the defused WW bomb, proving history's knack for explosive surprises. While the bomb squad played hot potato with a 70-year-old relic, the rest of us got a front row seat to time travel, when the past literally blows up our present-day plans.
Only 30% of AI systems act ethically, and humans call it progress. When your moral compass gets outsourced to a circuit board, don't be surprised if your ethics end up in the recycling bin.
Counterprice releases smooth, but the only thing funkier is the legalese in your streaming service's terms and conditions. As you groove to the beat, remember that every click of "I agree" might just be the smoothest move you never meant to make, signing away your digital soul for the price of a playlist.
Only 20% of Caribbean coral reefs might survive, and climate change gets a promotion. Mother Nature's once vibrant underwater gardens are now the latest victims of humanity's relentless quest to see just how fast we can drown paradise. NATO orders German jets to intercept Russian plane, but it was just lost over the Baltic Sea. If only Putin's planes had GPS, we'd save a fortune on jet fuel and awkward airspace encounters.
Trump promises a TikTok deal with China, then blames Beijing for everything. Only in 2025 can a social media app become a diplomatic bargaining chip, while millions of users dance on the edge of geopolitical chaos.
Neuroworm wriggles into bioelectronics, promising earthworm-inspired human-machine harmony. Finally, a tech that bridges the gap between nature's squiggles and our cyborg dreams, proving once again that earthworms are secretly geniuses.
Only 40% of millennials report economic progress. Facebook calls it a comeback. When your financial future hinges on avocado toast and side hustles, it's less a comeback and more a desperate game of economic twister.
Drosophila reveals leg secrets with calcium imaging, but humans still trip over shoelaces. As flies fine-tune their proprioception, we're stuck wondering if our two left feet are a cosmic joke.
When your transparency strategy is as clear as a mud puddle, you might as well hand out blindfolds and call it a vision quest.
AI promises to decode disease patterns, but hospitals still trust stethoscopes over silicon. While AI sifts through terabytes of data, doctors cling to their analog ways like hipsters with vinyl records.
When your band's name sounds like a Halloween costume, and your genre's a blender of buzzwords, you're only a guitar solo away from irrelevance.
Paleontologists unearthed Cretaceous dome-headed dino in Mongolia, still can't agree on its dating. While they bicker over timelines, these ancient boneheads remind us that even evolution had its fashion victims. Battery industry shifts to sodium and sulfur tech, but safety concerns still crackle. As the energy world chases cheaper power, let's hope these next-gen batteries don't turn our gadgets into fireworks. Philippine government allegedly spends billions on bogus relief, and protesters flood the streets demanding justice. When the state plays fast and loose with funds, Expect the streets to become the true halls of accountability. Only 20% of student loans get repaid, and universities call it an education investment. While the ivory towers stack cash, graduates are left with a diploma and a lifetime of ramen noodles. Ole Miss sororities rake in millions, while students drown in debt. Rush talk might glamorize the glitzy gowns, but behind the sequins, daddy's deep pockets keep the sorority machine churning. Keir Starmer recognizes Palestinian statehood, igniting diplomatic buzz. Expect cheers from human rights advocates and a chorus of groans from those who think international law is just a suggestion. White House launches fashion exhibit on presidents, claims it's history, because nothing says leadership like a well-tailored suit. And apparently, the threads of yesteryear are the fabric of democracy.